Okay, so what we're going to do here is show you how to post something in WordPress, and we use PowerPress as the plugin for podcasts. So we're going to add a new podcast. So here we are. You come into the posts, and for folks who are part of the Christian podcast community, you're not going to see as much as I have here because I'm an admin. So you come in to add new under posts. Now, for those in the Christian podcast community, this is how we're going to do this. Now, it is important here to make sure that on this, you do not put your episode titles, your name, anything like that. This is just the title. The reason is because Apple might kick you if you are doing something like putting your name or show name, things like that, or even an episode number. They want just a title. Now, this is just the way I go about doing this. I like to do this next. So the next thing to do is the question of, do you post it immediately or do you post it later? Now, this particular episode that I did with Amy is going to post on March 3rd. So I'm going to change that. Now, if you want it to post immediately, you just don't touch this. It goes immediately. I want this to go to March 3rd. So I'm going to put that in there. And I happen to want this to go at 1600. This is Eastern time, by the way, just so you know. So this is now at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, for folks that are using our platform, just notice that this will drop on the Striving for Eternity page, on my Twitter feed, and on the Christian Podcast Community Twitter feed. That happens automatically, so you will get those audiences to know about it. Now, an important thing here, you want to make sure the categories. Do not add a category for folks in the Christian podcast community. You want to choose podcasts, plural, and you want to choose the podcast. This is the Wrap Report. And so I'm going to choose those two. Do not add a category. It does affect the rest of our website, which has other things going on, and so do not do it. But you can add as many tags as you want. Now, I use a little trick because I have a thing called text expander. And so if I want my tags, I just do that and it pops them in. Now here, 2 tags you must do. You must do podcast singular. Yes, this one appears plural. Podcast singular and your podcast name. Then you could add other things like NAR. I can add, if I want, and I'm just going to cheat and say, grab this here, because I just hate typing. Now you can put commas to separate these. So you can do that and you have them. So you could add as many tags as you want. Feel free. You want to add here a featured image. So here's the images that we have. Here's my default image. But you can update an image if you want. If you want to update an image, you just go to the update folder files, select it from wherever you have it, and then make that your image. Now, when you do that, please make sure that you edit it to be a height of no more than 300. Why? Well, let's go out and do this actually. Let us pause this for a moment, and when we come back, I'm going to go find a file to upload. Okay, so I now have my image. I click on the featured image. I go to upload files and I drag my image and just drop it in. Now it takes just a moment. When it comes in here, what I want you to do is, if it is larger than 300, just click on 300 and scale. Why is that important? Well, when you click on this, that is going to set your image. And I'm going to show you at the end where that comes into play. Actually, I could show you now. If we go to the website, wrong. So if you go to any one of the podcasts and you take a look, you're going to see an image that is here. If you don't have that at 300, that becomes a huge image. It's going to take up the whole screen. You don't want that. So you want to have your thumbnail to be a little bit smaller. Okay. Now, what have we done? We set our schedule. We chose podcasts and our podcast name in the category. We chose podcast here and our category name and anything else you want. Added the feature image. Now this becomes important. So this category is what is going to have it go to your RSS feed. Okay, that's what's going to get to the RSS feed. This is something we need for Blueberry. And so here you're going to choose your podcast name. You're going to click on the link for Blueberry. This is going to actually copy it up. So what we want to do is upload a file over to Blueberry. So again, we just take our file, which is this one here. We drag it in, and this is going to upload. I'm going to save you time and just come back when it's done. Okay, and we're back. And so as you can see, we've kind of sped through so you didn't have to wait so long. So as this is uploading, what this is actually doing is uploading it up to Blueberry. For folks who are with us at Christian Podcast Community, we're hosted with Blueberry. So this is going to put it up on their servers. That's important because you don't want it on your web server because, well, when people go to download, it's going to hurt your SEO. So when that completes, what you want to make sure you do is hit this verify URL. What that's going to do is tell you the time. Go back to your file, check your time, make sure they match. I've noticed that anytime I hit verify URL, it always matches, but there have been times in the past where if I don't hit that, well, it doesn't always, it sometimes cuts off. I've never been able to figure out why. So what you want to do is then fill out what this is about. So we type this in, whatever you want to have as your episode notes. Now, one of the things that we recommend here is you type in all your show notes, and I'll have lengthier ones, but I'm going to save it for here. You may want to put here basically your episode number. So this is my episode 52, and this is just something I have with my text expander that does that. After you're done with your show notes, please put the more, if you're going to put some regular stuff, like I put all this description stuff. Let me give you a little bit of a hint. When I put this stuff in, notice how I put the URLs for each of these. I could link them right here. And you see some people that do that. However, keep in mind that not all apps will recognize the URL. And because of that, I spell out the URL so that if someone sees it, but it's not linked in whatever app they have, I know that they can at least go and see what the URL is supposed to be. Once you're done, you just hit schedule. Okay, so we hit schedule. That is going to put us in where it is. It takes a little bit of time to schedule it, but this will now schedule it for whatever time you want it. If you didn't have a schedule, you would just post it and it would be updated. Now, if you have to update, you can see here that I have here it is. I'm the author. It has the categories. It has the different tags. If I wanted to go in and make edits to that, and you want to check to make sure the schedule's the right date, which is over here. But if I want to go back in and edit, I can go in and edit any of the stuff that I want. However, one thing that I have to notice is this. If you want to refresh or put up a new version, maybe there was something wrong in your audio and you needed a new one, you have to click on this, click on the link, re-upload, just so you know. So that's how you would go about uploading in the Christian Podcast Community.